got some really unfortunate news for Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. Houston attorney, his name is Tony Busby. He announced via Instagram that he is filing a lawsuit against the quarterback. I guess there was some incident involving a woman who was giving him a massage of quote sexual allegations or whatever. They quoted it as saying, "quote Watson went too far." So, that's really all the details that are said in this. There's really not much else said. I do have a quote from Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans, so I'll read off Deshaun's first. This was said on Twitter, and I quote: "As a result of a social media post by a publicly speaking plaintiff lawyer, I recently became aware of a lawsuit that has apparently been filed against me. I have not yet seen the complaint, but I know this: I have never treated any woman with anything other than the utmost respect. The plaintiff's lawyer claims that this isn't about money, but before filing suit, he made a baseless six-figure settlement demand, which I quickly rejected. Unlike him, this isn't about money for me. It's about clearing my name, and I look forward to doing that." Now let me get to the Texans quote. And I quote, "We became aware of the civil lawsuit involving Deshaun Watson through a social media post last night. This is the first time we've heard of this matter, and we hope to learn more soon. We take accusations of this nature that involve anyone with the Houston Texans organization seriously. We will await further information before making any additional statements to this incident." And this was written by Sarah Barshop, who is an ESPN staff writer. Uh, Mario? I'm going to start off with this, okay? Um, First of all, there's really not a lot. There's really not a lot to this case. The only thing that's really said about the situation is that Watson was said to have inappropriate behavior with that massage therapist, but or massage woman. My bad, not therapist, but whatever, however you want to call
Masseuse.
it. So there's really not a
Masseuse.
lot. Yeah, whatever. But there's really not a lot to this case. But here's the thing, all right. We gotta look out on both sides. Obviously, if this is false, shame on the attorney. You know what I mean? And if it is and if it actually did happen, shame on Deshaun Watson. I always say it. There's three sides to the story, and in this case, it's Deshaun's side, it's it's the woman and Tony Busby's side, and then there's the truth. One of those sides is gonna lead to what actually happened. You know what I mean? And most likely there are times where you never will know that third side. That third side's the truth. Sometimes you never will know that. But there's not much for me to say on this because again, there's not many details on it. But when there is more details and we do get more information on this, we will report this to you guys. But that's really all I can say about this because there's really not a lot going on here. But this is, because it's Deshaun Watson, he's a top five QB in the league. This is obviously a big deal. So obviously Deshaun Watson denies these allegations, which I want to lean a little bit towards his side, but at the same time, again, there's really not else that hasn't been said about this. There could be more said in the future. Um, so with that being said, I'll give it on to you, Mario. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about like cases like this many, many times where we've talked about cases where the people were clearly guilty. We've talked about cases where um people where they were accused, and this is more on the accused side. So basically, Nate, when you think about Deshaun Watson, right? Obviously, he's going off the whole drama with the Houston Texans right now, where he's gonna go. Personally, I think this complaint right there might affect it.
Yeah,
To
I
be
absolutely agree.
That's
I
the
was
thing.
gonna
Whether he
mention
did it
that.
or not, it's going to affect it. Now he might get even less. Now, like he might get traded. Less teams might want him, or less teams might be able to. More less teams will be able to want to trade less for him, considering the fact that this happened. Here's the thing, though. Like you said, there's Tony BuzzFeed, there's Deshaun Watson, there's the truth, absolutely. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Nate. Whether one of them's telling the truth, neither one of them or both of them, or well, both of them really can't be telling the truth unless it was like a misunderstanding or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But look, man, we tell people this all the time. Okay, let's go to the side of like we're gonna go both sides. Okay, so let's start with the side of he did do it. Okay, make the right choices. I don't know how many times we have to say this to people. I know people who are watching us, like we always like we forget to tell them this, but like we know they're not most likely, or we hope that they're not doing any like illegal activity. But make the right choices. We can't say it's more enough because stuff like this can end up hurting you. It's as simple as that. Now, And if it did, then shame on Deshaun Watson because he should know better as an NFL QB. Correct? Now, going to the lady. If the lady or the lawyer is like lying about it, shame on them because you're doing something to jeopardize somebody's reputation, which is not cool neither. Okay? Now, if it was a miscommunication or a misunderstanding, personally, I personally in this case, I think Deshaun Watson should be the one to apologize. If it's a miscommunication or a misunderstanding, I think Deshaun Watson should be the one to apologize because clearly whatever happened or whatever he did that he might have not intentionally did wanted to do or wanted to say or whatever it was,
Got took in the wrong
right.
way.
So he should apologize for at least that. Like, look, I didn't mean it this way. My bad. Or at least clarify it. Clarify it. They're asking for money for a settlement. So they're not really asking to put him behind bars or nothing. They're asking for a settlement, like you said. Deshaun Watson's not gonna do he rejected that. So yeah, basically, Nate, like you said, we can't really talk about this in depth because there's not enough information for us to really make a clear case. And this is not a and when we talk about these types of things, this is a very serious thing. We don't talk about it and make predictions like it's a game. You know, there's a reason why we don't predict it. There's a reason why we don't predict. Oh, this dude, she didn't really. This didn't really happen to her. He really didn't do this. We don't make those predictions because they're so serious that we could make a prediction and then all of a sudden our prediction is wrong and we're over here jumping to conclusions and assuming things. It's not good to assume. So this is why whenever cases come out where it's like a he said she said thing or he said thing or she said whatever it might be, that's why we don't really talk about. That's why we really don't make predictions because we don't know all the facts. So until we get the actual facts to what happened or until we get a result, we don't talk about that. So with that being said, I'm not going to say good luck to nobody, because I don't know who's right and who's wrong in this case. So all I'm going to say is I hope that they can figure out the truth to this, and I hope that justice can be served if justice needs to be served. So with that being said, I'm just going to end it with everybody watching right now. Please make the right choices.